Okay, Heather's here today. We are cleaning frantically down here in the chauffeur's quarters and back in the bedroom. I'll show you in a minute. But this little table was here. It's an old table of mine I brought down from the Lucas for something. And we're cleaning it up to put it in the bathroom. And it's wobbly. And this fell out. So Heather's gone to find some toothpicks to fill in the hole. But look how cute the wing nut is on it. I've never seen one quite so fancy. I'm going to give it a little squirt of WD-40 while it's out.
Yeah.
She's back. What are you doing?
Sweeping off the plumbing mess on top of the scaffold so we can take it down.
Joe needs this stuff gone
I have a
for
question
steampunk. The cleaning never stops.
Good thing we didn't just go to doing this. We'd have had it all over us and all over the clean floor and everything else.
We are 2 days away from steampunk, and Heather and I have another last minute project so that when people come into the basement level to use our new restroom, that they can't wander around through the rest of the basement because it's not safe for people to be in there unescorted. So these doors had two sets of these handles. They must have had a center post in the middle. Or they were just closet doors. They weren't French doors. They were closet doors.
I think they're just individual doors.
Because this one doesn't have a button lock. That one has a button lock. This one does. I don't know. But anyway.
This one has a lock, so it might have been like a bathroom door or something.
We don't need that, so we need it off.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
And when Heather gets that done, we'll lay it on the side and put the hinges on it. And I forgot to film it, but this, like I did the bathroom door, I do this weird hinge situation that drives my husband crazy. But it works.
It's a good temporary.
It's a good temporary. It's like we did on the bathroom door. It's fast.
Like we did on the front door.
You don't need a door frame. We did on the front door with plywood. Nothing has to be square. You just put it on, slap it up, and go. Which is my preferred way of working. I'm not the finishing gal.
Yeah, but just get it done quick. This isn't required for us to. We don't need this to. Okay, where did the lock? Oh, there it is. There's the lock piece. Okay, here we go. Put this back on.
I've had to speed this up to something like 500 times normal speed and cut a whole bunch out because it's embarrassing to say how long it actually took us to hang this second door because of the way it's right up against that concrete post and the size of the hinges. The doors ended up being a little less than 1/4 of an inch too close together to close properly, and we really didn't want to take the door down and cut the edge off of it because we don't know where we might use these in the future, and this is a temporary situation. So we worked and went and rummaged and found other hinges. We scooted the hinges over. We swapped the hinges upside down. We did everything we could think of to get these doors to close. And in the end, it worked out okay, but it was not our finest moment, but we are determined and we did get it done. So this is really necessary to keep people from coming in and wandering through the basement because this will be kind of a long-term solution for us while we continue the work in the basement as we have outdoor events and people need to use those restroom facilities. We want to be able to have that outer door open and let them come into the space to access it, but we do need some security going into the basement. Hey guys, welcome back to the League-Kempner House. For those of you who have been following us, for those of you that are new, we are a nonprofit set up to preserve and restore this incredible house. It doesn't look so incredible down here because I am on the ground floor, or basement as I call it a lot of times, and we've been super busy getting ready for an event, the Galveston Steampunk Festival, which will be here in 2 days. And I'm tired. I don't say that often, but I've been worn out. It has been 2 months almost non-stop. I think I had 2 days off for Easter and 2 days off because one day I had a root canal and another day I had to go have a cap put on. So that has been about the only break I've had down here, and I'm just about worn out, but we are near the finish line for that event. Our volunteer Walter is upstairs doing tours today, and our wonderful volunteer Kelly, who moved away up to the Pacific Northwest, is flying in. She'll be here this morning to help me, and we'll do a last sweep through and make lists and kind of get ready. But while I'm waiting for her, I was taking some quiet time down here to look at what's going to happen next once we finish all those activities that we needed to do, like getting the bathrooms functional. Where do we go from here? And the truth is, we'll be pretty much out of money. We will have spent everything that we hoarded last year getting ready for our big projects this year, and all of our grant money that we've received getting the roof on. That'll be coming up in a week or two. But then we'll be pretty well depleted, and that's what happened to us last year. We ran out of money about in the March and April timeframe. But we don't stop work. We will pick up with our fundraising, and we will pick up with a lot of projects that can be done for very little money with volunteer time. And that's one reason we were so excited to get these walls up in the basement, because it frees us up to do a lot. So that's what I've been thinking about this morning. Let me get on the other side of the camera and walk you around and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, starting here in the living room of the chauffeur's quarters, there's 3 windows that need just a lot of scraping, sanding, and TLC, and that is all stuff that can be done for almost no cost. We also need to remove those burglar bars, get them stripped down and coated. So that's a project volunteers can do. We need to finish this guy. Heather and I started working on it. We can work on that. Alfred and his team can build this wall behind, and we can get that in place and get going on that. We've temporarily got walls up in the bathroom. We have a little bit of finessing to do with our shower opening because of the way the toilet ended up, but there's a little bit of work we can do in there. And then Heather was in here cleaning yesterday. We rearranged again. We rearranged a lot, but I'm pleased to say the rearranging is slowing down. This is all plumbing stuff that I brought from home. We're trying to use up, and it's free. Once we finish this plumbing stack that we're working on now, we will sort this better, inventory it, and box it up and save it for when we do the second plumbing stack. I need to get in here and just clean out this alcove area. We've got trash and debris, and we want to get all the trash out and make sure the things that are down here are things that we need. Heather moved all that glass, and we did that to free up our windows that she and I have been working on. We started well over a year ago. We had all the hardware off. We got them roughly cleaned up, but we can drag those out and set up a workspace and just tackle them one by one and do a complete refurbishment like we did on the window sashes upstairs. And then I have some random windows up here that I think were transoms that may have been removed from the bedroom. I'm not sure. I need to measure those and go see. There's 4 of them. They're in decent shape. And then I also have 2 that are like this that I don't know where they would have gone. And they have chains on them, so they were from windows that opened and closed. These have the transom hardware. That's why I think they're transom. And I think these guys way in the back came off the 3rd floor. But this is an example of a project that we can probably do quickly and almost no cost. The header is still in good shape for this curved window. The side pieces are not in such good shape, but that's an easy replacement. The curved windows are here. We can get those done and get these guys installed and get the plywood off from under the porch. And then if you look at this one over here, it's really strange. It's like they pulled the window out and spun it around and reinstalled it backwards because the shutters are to the interior. So once we clear all this mess out, we can reach that and probably do that window too pretty easily. Whoops. Now Mateo, our electrician, has got a youth group that is interested in coming to work and they'd like to help him pull wire. First, we need to locate where we're going to put our electrical panel. He can mark where the wires will go. They can drill all the holes in all these stud walls and get prepared for that. But they also said they could sort all our wood. So you saw me starting on the sorting process, but there's a lot to sort. And now that we have concrete poured and a big, clear, open workspace, all of this needs to come out and be sorted very specifically, get rid of any trash, and get all that measured and cleaned up and ready to go up on the walls so that we know what we have. So that's another huge project that they can do for us. And it will also allow us access to those other windows that need to come out and be worked on. And because those are under the porch, they seem to have fared very well. So it may be that with just a little new glass and glazing and light sanding, we can get the plywood off and get natural light coming in there. So that would be great. The other thing we need to do is just finish pulling nails and getting all this wire out and getting all this generally cleaned up. There's a lot of debris sitting up on top of the beams that all needs to come down. And before we finish up too much in here, I'm going to bring the pressure washer in and pressure wash all this. It's getting to be summer. We need a really hot, dry day and some big fans, but we can clean all this up and then get it sprayed after it dries with some Boracare to cut down on mold and termite issues down here. So that's another big project to do. And in a lot of places, we removed our bracing to do work, so that bracing can be put back. I also noticed when I was back in this area that we never finished putting our carriage bolts in. We've got some of them up, but some of them we've got the holes drilled and we didn't get them in. So this area needs to be finished out and make sure everything's correct. We also have some joist hangers we need to add in places. And actually, I've been contemplating taking these down one at a time while we have the opportunity. We did soak the ends of these in Boracare for a while to let it soak up through the bottom grain and into the wood. And again, that's for mold and rot proofing and termite proofing. But I've been reading online about dipping the ends in basically a silicone sealer to stop water from absorbing into the wood before you put it into the pocket. So we have an opportunity to slip these out and do that now. So I'm going to do some more research on that and see if we want to go ahead and get that done. So you can see there's a lot of work that we can do down here, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've done a lot of framing over there, but we can also frame out this bedroom and get that framed in and really start to see our floor plan down here. And we can also frame out the bathroom area. Now I do need to have Ricardo come in and do some masonry work. You can see there's failure in this arch that's going to have to come out. There's failure in a couple of the other arches, but we need some cash for that to pay him and to buy some lintels to repair this area with. But that's not a huge amount of money, and we should be able to raise that pretty easily from tours. So it's not something we need immediately, but it would be nice to go ahead and have that done and out of the way. From a safety standpoint, we've got to address the underside of this kitchen floor. The more I think about it, the more I think it is a serious problem. And investigating and looking at some of the cracking from upstairs and downstairs, I think we need to screw some plywood up here so that there's no danger of this falling and hitting somebody on the head while we're trying to decide on a long-term fix. So that's just a few of the things that can be done down here, and that will actually take quite a while to get all of that done. Oh, and I missed it recording because they're too fast. But when Ricardo was here the other day, they set our permanent post. They jacked up this beam and set a post where we had a footing poured under the concrete to split the span and carry some of that weight, because that's the beam that we replaced and had some sag in it, replaced it again with a bigger beam and still had a tiny bit of sag, and it's right under the servants' stair. So that is now secure and in good shape. And then Heather and I hung our doors. They don't do much but redirect people. Not pretty, but they work.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm on the toilet seat you bought.
Why are you laying on the floor?
Because you have to tighten the bolt from the bottom. Is it? Is that? That's pretty tight. Okay.
Now it's so tight you can't lift the lid. Nice shot of your backside. This is it. It's all white.
Going. We're having a fun day. Our super volunteer Kelly came in from Oregon to help us get ready for steampunk.
Hey y'all.
And she manages hotels, so she knows all about housekeeping and cleaning and safety and toilet seats, and so we're putting her expertise to use. But I'm about to go get safety glasses and gloves and finish breaking this window out, just so nobody accidentally reaches through and cuts themselves. And just like that, we were out of time. Volunteers started pouring in. Things got very busy. The house is just teeming with activity. Joe has been feverishly working, putting together so many fun things. And these are some of the volunteers that are helping us get ready for our steampunk mansion experience. So this station is for quilling, which is in a Victorian art form. So everything we've got set up has to do with Victorian era. This is for making stamped postcards so that people can send a postcard to someone and let them know they were here. And the parlor with our brand new beautiful donated sofa and our incredible windows is set up for some lectures on fan flirting and stereoscope or stereotype viewing. And there's all kinds of fun antique things to look at. So thank you, Joe. It's here. More volunteers are arriving. This is Drew, our magician and just general all-around great guy. Hi, Drew. Part of his family, and Taylor, Joe's daughter. It's getting noisy and it's getting busy. And I have my little store set up. We have all kinds of things that Joe's made. Victorian Grace's game. Heather's been sewing purses. I've been making, they're called ridicules. They're Victorian bags. We have, of course, our shirts and bookmarks and our caution tape. I have to go around and do some safety things. But we're close. We are waiting for the cars to exit. These are electric cars from Carriage House Rentals, just a couple of blocks down from us. They come in all colors and configurations. There's a big boy back there. But they're fun to rent to tour the island.
Oh, nice.
What you making there?
I made a squirrel, but no one believes
squirrel?
me. No one believes me. I gave it away to a little boy, so I thought I did the right thing.
All right, Jared, what are you making?
I'm trying to make a heart. I'm very basic over here. I'm still learning, but I'm trying to make.
I'm
We
gonna
did
a
make this
dragon.
hard
make
earlier.
that heart. But I'm trying to make which one I saw in the book.
Dragon star.
That one. I'm trying to make the two teardrops and put them together.
So this is quilling. And you glue it. I guess you glue it on a card when you're done.
You can.
Oh,
You can
look.
hold
You
it.
made-
Here is a finished product.
Oh my gosh.
I I need to get podcasts
Sure,
or something
look
to
how
listen to.
fancy.
Love doing this. I'm like, oh, we have a video to watch or a podcast.
Our racers ready. Feel free to scoot a little bit farther away. There you go. On your mark.
I think they're just all by themselves, still going.
On your mark. Get set. Go! 3-second penalty. Touch the ground. Go!
Off the ground.
Whoa.
3 seconds. Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
3. Go!
I'm not gonna.
That was perfect. You're good. Keep going. Oh,
Gentle. Be gentle.
There you go. Oh no! 1, 2, 3. Go! Get off the ground. There you go.
Woo!
1, 2, 3. Get it across the line.
This is the tea dueling, and it's hard to explain. It has to be seen.
But I touched them, so I have to eat them.
That is true.
Oh, y'all got good cookies.
Oh, yeah.
These are
This is a very serious competition.
Yes,
Regulation?
And they're really, really good with the tea.
Is there a regulation tea temperature?
Ideally, the hotter the better. It just
we've
soaks
been
up
out
a
here
lot
a few minutes.
faster.
Okay, so this is a tea duel.
Present cookies.
Are you guys okay being on Facebook?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Go
YouTube,
for it.
blah, 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 whatever, social media. Okay, wait a minute. So tell us the rules.
The rules are each contestant gets a cookie. When I say so, they will dunk their cookie in their tea using only 2 fingers. I will count to 5. Then I will tell them to pull their cookie. Then I will eventually tell them to eat their cookie.
You're bossy.
I am. Ready, set, dunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your cookie.
So it's a balance game.
And you're watching
No.
Today between the
and
wind
you're
and the
watching
cookie.
and you're watching the liquid move its way down.
You may not
Mine's
your cookie
almost
at your
to my fingers now.
All right, so now they have to eat it without it falling in their lap.
Yes.
Hence the aprons.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoever gets the entire cookie in their mouth wins.
Okay, what's the strategy? Because she said eat, and y'all are just staring intently.
The longer it takes,
Oh!
if both contestants get the cookie in their mouth, whoever does it last wins.
Ah,
It's a
so we'll
waiting
have a
game.
winner.
We
No,
have a winner.
I didn't get it all in my mouth.
Oh, you're both losers.
No.
Everybody's a
No, no,
loser.
no.
Yay!
My mouth isn't big enough to get the whole cookie in.
You're right. You're right. The aloof and the whimsical beats the... This is paper. Exactly. Beats the stubborn plan.
So let me introduce you. This is Drew. This is a longtime friend, and he is a great magician. But also, these are the Thoughtatorium.
I love it.
And they're all curiosities, but we love science and nerdy things here.
Absolutely.
And so all of these things have to do with sciencey, nerdy things. So show us something else that's fun.
these two
Oh, Drew.
Come on.
No, we have like 15 videos and one just called the Arc Nemesis.
Ah,
Because
so
of this
you've
very,
seen this already.
our viewers are experts on this. All right, people.
So which arc looks longer? Clearly, the green arc is the longer one, right? Right?
Right.
The
No.
green arc. Clearly, the green arc is longer than the purple arc, isn't it?
Yeah, we have done this so many times. Have you seen our curved windows downstairs?
I haven't.
In the parlor, I'll take you down there and show you.
All right.
And we had to have lintels made to fit the curve, and I gave them a template,
And they did this.
and they did this. And so as you progressively move out,
It looks
it
like they're
has to
getting smaller
be
and smaller.
longer because it's further out on the arc.
Outstanding.
And anyway, it was a nightmare.
I
It
can
was a
imagine.
nightmare. So show us another one. I didn't mean to
Okay,
steal
how
your
about
didn't
the
mean to
tippy-
steal your thunder,
No,
but that
how
one,
about the
this
tippy
one
top?
we know.
How
Okay,
about
tippy
the
top,
Have you
perfect.
seen- now this is a top, right? What do we expect a top to do?
spin.
Spin, that's right. I want you to watch what this top is going to do. It's a little different than any top you've probably ever seen. It really wants to bounce around in that bowl. There we go. Watch.
Oh, it righted itself.
And it will stand on that little peg until it's done spinning. I grew up playing with these, but apparently not everyone has ever seen them.
Well, being old, we had tops at my grandmother's house that actually belonged to my dad when he was a little boy.
But did they tippy?
I don't know if they tippied.
I love the tippy top. Have you seen the rattlebacks?
No, I have not
The
seen
rattlebacks are really cool. They're kind of like a top too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it counterclockwise. You'll notice it spins, right? Just fine. Now I'm going to spin it clockwise.
It didn't like that.
It will not spin for any length of time clockwise. It will spin counterclockwise just fine. No problem at all.
So what is the scientific explanation for this?
It is an unstable shape. You're not going to be able to see it. I wish you could because it's very subtle. But functionally, on either end, the bulge is a little bit bigger on one side than on the other. And it's the same way on both sides. You probably will not be able to see it. Can you? But that instability...
I'm going to hold it here real still and maybe it'll show up on the camera. Okay.
That instability makes it rock in a funny way, but only when you spin it clockwise. And that's what makes it rattle back. So I'll show you another one.
Science is everywhere.
You want
yes.
some more?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Almost everybody has played with a Jacob's ladder. Those are pretty common. It's a pretty ordinary toy. I think I paid 75 cents for this one at a grocery store. Very common. That's not my exhibit. That's not my exhibit. This is my exhibit. The Jacob's ladder isn't just there for context. This is what I actually want to show you because this is also a Jacob's ladder. Doesn't look like a Jacob's ladder, does it? But
No.
it is, just like a Jacob's ladder. I
I'd have to sit and think about that one for a long time.
Absolutely. Now, as I'm sure you know,
Oh no.
as I'm sure you know,
Oh no. My
surely
brain's
you
got
know,
my brain's gonna wanna figure it out.
obviously a ring is not tumbling from one end to the other. That is impossible.
No, it's
right?
one moving down, then one moving down, but
And you
it's
can actually see it. I'm going to show it to you. If you look, when I do this,
Uh-huh.
look how half the rings move,
Yes.
right? It's because there are two interlocked sets of chains. And one of those chains is arranged in such a way that when I drop, it releases the next ring, which releases the next ring, which releases
we'll
the
have
next
to
ring.
play that in really slow motion and
Well, by all means
watch
do.
that happen.
By all means do. But I have so much fun with this one.
My
Is that
brain
enough?
hurting. That's great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you for coming up here and enjoying this.
It was a lot of hard work, and thanks to Joe for putting all these activities together and arranging the volunteers. We were all wiped out. It took a lot out of us to do this, but it was a great feeling to have the house full of people enjoying themselves and laughing and seeing families together. The Steampunk was a wonderful event, and a big thank you to Johnny Steverson, who put this together and has graciously included us as part of those activities as a fundraiser for the house. He will be hosting the event for a third time next year, and we hope to be a part of it then. But in the meantime, he has actually teamed up with Jen Keel of Spooky Galveston, and they are working on an October event called Ghost Coast, which will have a vendor's market and a lot of Halloween themed activities going on at the house. So we are really looking forward to that in October. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with a few more pictures of the event on the Strand and some more scenes around the house. And it is time to take a rest because we still have a lot to do at this house. The activities have not slowed down. They are not slowing down. We are still going forward at a rapid pace. So be sure and turn on your notifications and subscribe, because we will see you back next week here at the League-Kempner House in Galveston, Texas.